Hello, everybody, and welcome to another match success video. Today, we're going to be talking with Anastasiia, who matched anesthesiology in the 24-25 match. Welcome.
Hi everyone, my name is Anastasia, and I believe my name helped me a lot to get into the successful anesthesia match. Because whenever I start the interview, I was telling Anastasia for anesthesia, and they all was just laughing from it and love it.
That is awesome. Congratulations on your match. I know it was a long match season, as it is for everybody who's participating. So, if we can start off just by hearing a little bit more about your background, what your applicant profile looked like going into the match.
The season was tough for me. So first of all, I'm international medical graduate and kind of like a old grad. I graduated from Odessa National Medical University in 2016. But the good things in my specialty, anesthesia, they don't care about the year of graduation. What they care about your experience and your personality. So this helped me a lot. Um, I had several red flags for this season, like low step two scores. As you know, average step two score for anesthesia this year was 248 or 49, something like that. And my step two score is 228. That's pretty low, but doesn't matter. Here I am, match into University of Toledo anesthesia residency program. Um,
So, thinking about going into the match with a handful of red flags, is there anything on your CV specifically that you think helped you stand out and kind of overcome any of the barriers that you had?
when I start working on my profile and when I passed up two scores, um, I'm pretty new to America. I'm not local. I'm just like 3 years overall here. And I don't know what's important for you guys, the attitude, mentality. And fine for me, this class, work with you, Tiffany, was really I got it as a present because you helped me a lot to build my profile correctly. Because what was important for me overall was not important for the whole process here. Because my ideas, how it should be, was wrong. So really, thank you so much that I found you. That I read a lot of successful story, how you help people, and where I am now is just thank you, thank you, thank you. So I think for IMG, it's super extremely hard to get into because we don't know basically anything. Because we growing up and becoming as a professional in other countries with different type of mentality. And even the things how you introduce me as a physician, that I just gave you some basic facts like where I was working, what I did, and you create the whole beautiful story about me. Like you did it. I even didn't know that, oh, I was so great.
Yeah,
um
I think that's something that a lot of people struggle with is you have everything completed and done, but knowing how to package it correctly in order to sell yourself in the way both that's expected and also stands out as being a little bit different.
exactly how to introduce yourself because the difference the continent where I was growing up, we don't have such tradition. I don't know anything. You don't have to sell yourself. But in America, it's very important how you sell yourself. And sometimes even if you do things that is not important for you, but is really mean a lot here. That's what I learned about myself when you gave me a story, how you packet all together, all the facts. I was like, yeah, I'm worth it. I can reach the stars.
So what
Um,
kind of what kind of items did you have on your CV that you think stood out the most in terms of clinical experience, volunteer work, and really just anything that you felt was a strong component of your application?
I think for anesthesia specialty is very important your background. How long have you worked as an anesthesiologist, or if you have practice back there at home, what kind of practice did you have? I worked in cardiac field for 5 years, and I guess this plays huge role in my CV. And sometimes all of the like there is different types of the program. So one of them is like Harvard and Yale with precious names, but it's very difficult for us to get there. They are looking for Americans with excellent step two scores just to I don't know, to be like a candy. So for us, for IMG, I guess it's not uh maybe some of them can be there, but definitely it was not me. So I was looking for a program malignant, if I can say so, where they are looking for horses, like the person who will work. And as you know, anesthesiologists here working enormous amount of time, like 72 hours per week or even more. So for the residents, it's very important to be prepared, that they already know what they're doing. Or I mean, like my background as anesthesiologist helped me to get into. That's what I believe. So my 5 years played crucial role to obtain the residency.
And so you worked, just to clarify, so you worked for 5 years and as an anesthesiologist in your home country.
Yes, I graduated in 2016. I successfully get into complete my residency back there in Ukraine, and I had 5 years practice as anesthesiologist in cardiac field back there in Ukraine.
Okay. And then you mentioned when you were looking for programs, you were kind of keeping your expectations realistic in terms of maybe not aiming for the Ivy League and looking for a program that wanted what we could call a workhorse and someone who would have an idea what they were doing coming in instead of being super fresh. So how many programs overall did you apply to? And did you aim high at all, or did you really just kind of focus on the smaller community programs?
For me, it was most important to stay in Michigan or maybe some stay close to Michigan because I have a little bit complicated story with a visa, and we are on a green card application with my husband, and we are connected to his work. We can't move from Michigan. So I apply only all over the Michigan, and I was lucky because we have like 8 programs here, and some closer state like Ohio, uh, Illinois, and probably was Philadelphia. Yeah, that's it. So it's Pennsylvania. That's
Okay.
it. So in totally, I applied for 20 programs. Um, it was a little bit mess because anesthesia has 15 signals. So I was searching on a web, and I found that if you do not send any signal to the program, your chance to get the interview really very low. So I was just like, then I don't think so. It's any idea to send more than 20 programs. So I choose 15 programs for the signals, and a couple of them was this program which do not accept the signals. And it's was a good idea because it's I didn't have any limitation on the budget, but at the overall I win. I spent only like a little amount of money and I got my interviews and I'm matched.
So if you applied to 20 programs, so you signaled 15 and then you had five that you applied to without a signal.
Yes,
How many interviews did you get?
I got only 3 interviews.
3 interviews. And did they all
Yeah.
come from signaled programs?
So yes, I got two from my gold signals, and no, actually, all 3 interview was from my gold signals.
Okay. And how did it feel if you can rewind back to when you got your first interview invitation? First of all, what month did you get that first one? And then how did you feel?
So my first interview I got it was third day after the season starts. At the beginning it felt terrible because you're expecting to get the interview as soon as they open the window, and this time when you have to wait is just killing. And I'm so anxious person. I think I really understand you guys, all of that you're feeling inside and anxiety. Just believe in yourself, trust the process, and just go. Don't think about the results. Just do whatever you can do, whatever it's depend from you.
So thinking, oh, go ahead.
So the first I got on the third day of the season, and I felt this relief. That's yes, yes, finally. But it was not time to just relax. Absolutely not. You have to start to prepare for the interview season. It's very important, especially for the IMG, because once again, guys, you don't know the mentality, you don't know how to sell yourself. Your CV, it's okay, but it's very important to speak to talk about all details, about all your red flags, or how to present yourself, how to be special, because basically you have just 10 minutes and you have to show that you worth that, that you are exactly that person whom they're looking for.
What did interview prep look like for you? How did you practice and what did you focus on?
Um, Interview was really exciting. So I opened, actually, I wanted, I found most uh, often questions which asked during the interview, and I just start to answer on them. The tricky part was for psychology questions, like why we should choose you, or like what makes you so special, or when they start to tell you some kind of like if you have a problem, how would you react? Would it be a problem for the old grads and especially for the people who have experience? The first things which they want to know the program, how you will feel, because right now you are not attending, you are the residents. How would you deal with other people who are younger than you, or maybe some attendings will be younger and you are older, like it will be a problem. So this is very important part which you should talk about and be honest with you first of all. And I think my like racing was like I wanted to show them that okay, I did it back there in Ukraine, but it's exactly what I love. This is part of me. I didn't come for money. I'm here because of the war, and I'm still, even if it's the process so long, it's so difficult, I still want to be in that field and be in anesthesia. That's that's what I love, and that's what my passion. And I think I made it. I showed them.
Did you feel like during your interviews, were any of the people who you interviewed with or any particular situation, was it awkward or different than what you expected, or would you say it was smooth overall?
Yes, one of the program attending asked me, he used to work with Ukrainians, and he asked me like, how do you learn English? And I was like, I didn't expect such question, and I was just lost for a couple of seconds, and I'm like, but everybody speak English, like it's international language. And I couldn't, um, just failed that time because everything I start to create an answer or think about that answer. I couldn't do it. And then I miss his name, the attending, and I was just like lost. And so what I'm recommending to work through all inconvenient situation. Be prepared for everything. They can ask about your, I know that some prohibited questions, they cannot ask you about your family. They cannot ask you like how many interviews during the season did you had and so on. So just be prepared. Work through all situation, which is really possible.
So looking back, if at that uncomfortable moment in the interview where you kind of, maybe panicked and weren't sure what to say, and then what I think you're saying is that you just kind of started talking and then things tumbled and you feel like you failed the question. So looking back, what advice would you give to someone who does get a question they're not prepared for? Like what is the best move to make in that moment?
Make a joke. It's all the time help. So just yeah, make it funny. Say some things, and sometimes when you use your this humor, when you use it, it makes everything smooth.
Sure. I think that's good advice to lighten the situation and try to not get as ruffled and be able to laugh it off and move forward.
Exactly.
I think that people going into interviews sometimes don't have it in their head that the person on the other side of the screen is just a person too. At the end of the day, it's just two people having a conversation, and the hierarchy of the program versus the applicant can sometimes really get to people. But again, at the end of the day, it's just two people having a conversation, and it's not going to be perfect every time.
Exactly. And it's not any, if you feel that you fail, if you feel that it's not the end, just move forward. Go further. You can
So
reach the sky.
like you did, yes. And getting to that big moment. So after interviews are over with and you've prepared your rank order list, you've ranked your three programs, what was it like waiting for Monday morning and opening up your match email? And then what was that moment like for you?
It's a terrible things. I don't know why they like why Americans do this. This is just a killing. So that day I had a lot of stuff to do and I went with my brother to the hospital and I remember like just 1 hour before they should release the results, I had panic attack because I cried. I started to just cry and I'm like, that's it. I felt like my life is ending. I don't know, but I'm just anxious person. That's it. And then when you open the email and you just reading congratulations, you've matched, you're like, oh my God, I did it. No, I read it a couple of times and I'm like, congrats. I was like, no, I don't believe it. I don't believe what I see. And then you did it. You just did it.
And
One thing which I want to tell, I think the most important things, especially so there would be two types of advice. So for Americans and for international medical graduate. For us, you don't know anyone, guys, it's very important to find the connection. Whenever you see good CVs, one thing which can open you doors for the interview, but the connection will help you also get the interview. And so for 10 minutes, it's not enough to show sometimes who you are. That's why it's very important to build connection that they will not get you if they don't know you. So just show to the program that you are that exactly that person who them looking for. Build a connection. It's super highly important. If you have any rotation or just organize that rotation, write 1,000 emails, go to the hospital, see any physician, talk to everyone, and just this is how you show that you are worth it. Because they see all of the steps that you're sending the emails, that you're coming early in the mornings, that you are just there all the time. this is how you get your spot.
So in the program that you matched at, did you have a connection or did you do a rotation at that program or did it not play out quite that
Mm,
way?
Not really. I went to work as anesthesia technician. This is downshifting for especially for attending. Let's be honest, but this is how I get my connection. I was working in ORs, I was seeing all of that anesthesiologist, and they was sending letters to the program, and they was telling that I'm that girl whom they would want to see in their team. This is what helped me.
So they advocated for you after seeing how hard
I-
you were working, especially after, like you said, taking a step down from being an attending to being a technician is several steps backward. But having a positive attitude and putting forth all the work, you think that is what made the difference.
This is yes, this is advice, especially for us, like I am for IMGs. Doesn't matter when you start, how old are you, like 40, 50, less if you are fresh grad. It's important to be inside of the environment and to show them that you are you are like I forgot this all the time this word was um I forgot resilience probably.
Yeah.
So this is very important. This is how you show it.
So thinking back, one last question for you. Thinking back to the application process as a whole, what was the most unexpected or hardest part of getting ready for applying in September? Is there anything that you would tag as just being the most difficult and any advice on how to overcome that?
The whole process is terrible. It's so difficult in time management, guys. Very important just to, first of all, get the strategy to present yourself, build the whole things. Like if you are telling that you're experienced guy, show it in your CV, then go, yes, do downgrade, go work as an anesthesia technician, but this is how you get the connection. This is how you show that you're experienced, that you can do such easy commons, such easy job to get, and they will all be, so the hospital where I work, they all inspired um, my by me, and there's like you showing that you want to be there. That's this place is just for you. And time management. It's I don't think so. They like I don't have step 3 exam, but if you have a low step 2 score as I did, it's I think it's more important to get the step 3 also before the September. But if not, you still have chance. Um, Or additionally, if you have a low step 2 scores, your step 3 should be higher for 15, 20 um, score upper. I think I don't know if I said it correct, but you understood me, right?
Yep. Yep, it is. Yeah, you want to show an improvement between if you have a lower step two
Yes,
score, you want to show that you've done something different to be able to score a little bit higher on step 3, which just shows your ability to be able to take feedback of the low score and realize that you need a new approach.
exactly. And additionally, to if you are not that interesting person, trying to work on some part of you to become more, to show some things that you have, like knowledge and study is it's important, but do not be just a nerd. Show that you have something special. Talk about your hobbies. If you don't have it, find some. Um, this is also what they want to see in their program. They don't want to see just a person who gets 272 or higher scores on the step 2. They want to show interesting person who can work with other people, who can work as a team player. Show them this that you are. Volunteering. I volunteer here in the hospice, so I would also recommend to find some place. And this is where you also get the connection. I found I was lucky, probably. I found um, this volunteering, and my patient, he is a hospice, and his both sons, doctors. One of them neurologist, one of them is emergency medicine, and it also helped me a lot. So this build strong connection, find interesting hobby, and really strict time management because you don't the time passing so fast, and then voila, it's a match day. And if you just didn't get to obtain your like step 2 score or step 3 score, this can play a crucial role.
Sure. Well, I think all of the advice that you gave is really helpful, and your story in and of itself is really inspiring that you have only been in the US for 3 years and you managed to take all the steps needed to get an anesthesiology match, which is not an easy feat. Anesthesiology is really competitive. So you did everything that you needed to do and you did it all the right way, and that's evident in your match. And again, congratulations to you.
Thank you, Tiffany.
You're very welcome. Any final comments that you want to leave everybody with?
Impossible is nothing. Believe in yourself and you will reach the stars. And thank you for having me here today. Bye.